All right. So I just got back from my last rather, like official court date where it was the dispositional hearing. So pretty much my sentencing. This has been a very, very, very long and quite frankly irritating process. And I got off lucky, even with all that being said and everything that has happened. I got off lucky, is what I'm being told. So, first, thank God for that. It doesn't, I mean, to some degree, I definitely feel lucky and grateful. But for the most part, I still don't like feel lucky and grateful, you know? And so I headed over to the court. I had a lot of my family, like my uncle flew out, a lot of my friends' parents were there. I didn't want my friends to be there because I was honestly just like embarrassed and like I didn't want, I don't know. This shit was just rough. But pretty much the victims were trying to get me for everything. They were trying to make me seem like this terrible person. They had got to say like some statements which were almost 100% entirely false. And I don't think I know that they didn't write it either. They probably had their dad, who is a lawyer, or ChatGPT write it, or whoever write it, but they did not write it. And they're just trying to make me seem like I'm a terrible dude, which everyone else in that room knew that I'm a pretty decent guy, I would say. And yeah, it was just hard to, basically what I can just say to describe this process is sitting on your hands and biting your tongue and just waiting for it to play out. Because there was really not a whole lot that I could do throughout this entire process, but just wait and not say anything, and just wait and not say anything or do anything, and just wait and wait and wait and wait. And again, thank God that it's done, and that, I'll just say I only have 5.5 months of probation as like my minimum, and if I comply and do good with that, then that'll be it, hopefully. And yeah, life is just crazy, and I do feel to some degree like I just feel at fault, like for seeing, like I hate to see people around me like cry and be upset because of like something that I guess like I did, but it doesn't feel like I did anything wrong, so it's like two very different viewpoints like clashing in my head, that and alongside like just how I feel about the victims, which in the future I'll go like more into like what happened, and I'll like give a breakdown of everything, but right now I'm just not going to. But initially I was super upset, like really angry, like fresh out of the situation, like sitting in juvie. I was super upset and like angry. And then I think I've said this story before, but it was like the end of the day towards like while I was in juvie, and these two Jehovah's Witnesses come in, and like the officer there was like, hey, does anyone want to do like any like talk with the religious people or whatever? Everyone else was like, nah, and I was like, shit, I got nothing else to do, I'm just sitting around. So I said, why not? And I talked with them, and they seemed like so happy, especially when I was like just so upset. It was just like nice, and I was like, we just had like a really good conversation about life. It was me and these two dudes, and yeah, I definitely felt less angry and just more like I gotta start moving, I gotta start doing things, and but they gave me this Bible, which I promised to God that I would read every single day once I got out, and I have not kept that promise, which is, for a long time I did, for like 3 months, I want to say, maybe 2 to 3 months, and then I just got lazy, and I've still been lazy. But yeah, so that definitely goes into my perspective about how I feel about them. And like I don't hate them. I'm not like, when I think about them I get angry or upset. And it sucks because like, bro, like I see people around me, like in my family, that like that's what happens. Like they think about it and they get upset or angry, and like they want to do something about it, and it's just like, bro, like I can't blame them, because I've deep down I'll feel the same way, you know, like I will feel the same way, but for the most part I am like forgiving and remorseful. So, but like having people go through that like around me and stuff, it just fucking sucks because I feel guilty. I feel at fault for that. So thank God for everything again, and like this has just been a crazy ass experience. I'm so glad that it's over, and like, yeah, it's just been fucking crazy. Hopefully you guys won't see me in any suits anymore until at the top and going to big business meetings and not petty juvenile court cases, court hearings or whatever. And yeah, thank God for everything, and just continue to bite my tongue, sit on my hands, and keep my head down and work on myself. So